want to push me away? Which part of him is better than me? Hmm? Him? Who is him? You shook your head and struggled. What are you doing? You didn't dare to move his neck. I'm gonna show this woman who she actually belongs to. You went downstairs of building and about to get into your car, but hand stopped you. You looked up in disbelief. His breath was unstable. It's dangerous outside. What do you want? Your eyes scanned his hand that was holding your arm to stop you. Your eyes shows a hint of annoyance. How dare you, Jungkook? Do you forget what you did to me? Don't do whatever you want in my life. Do you think you are doing something noble and good for me? Then you should stay away from me. You jerked his hand off you and get into the car. His pained expression looked at the car, drove away, stood there looking lonely. You just went to pharmacy to get pills. It's headache. Why you and him dwell relation into bed? Now these things would get complicated. You must not get pregnant. If you get pregnant, it would be really mess. So you took a bottle of water and gulped one pill down to your throat, then leaned back to seat, closing eyes, rubbing your forehead in frustration. It would work, right? Then after a while, you slowly drive the car, not wanting to say him now at this time because of weekend. Road was not busy. There is few cars behind yours. You thought that the behind cars will overtake you, but it seems like they're also having great time on the way. You give side to the car, but it didn't overtake your car. Your bros froze. Why do you feel like that these cars had been following you since earlier? You changed the intersection. Unexpectedly, cars are still behind you. Your heart began to worry and took out your phone to call. Just as you pressed the number of Jungkook's, you were stunned yourself. You just had an argument with him, and now you're trying to dial his number. What are you doing now? You sighed and slid another contact list and found that there is no one actually you could contact. Kim Sokjin, if he find out anything like this, then he will force you to return at the Kim mansion, which you don't want, Anjali. If you told her, then she will have no choice but to take help from your brother. So it's the same as calling Sokjin. Who else to call? You bite your lower lip, feeling extremely conflicted. Just as you are in dilemma, your phone rang and it shows Jungkook's name. Your heart trembled and you immediately picked it up, connecting it to Bluetooth. Hello, where are you? You looked at the board of intersection nearby the highway. I think some cars are following behind mine. There was silence before he took a deep breath. Try to avoid blind spot and small path. Don't turn your head back. Drive straight. I will access. Turn your location on. A deep voice came from another line. You did what he told. Thinking about someone is really following you in the absence of Jungkook was horrifying. Maybe other party really have deep grudges towards you, but after knowing that Jungkook is there, your shaking heart slowly calm down and carefully drive on the way. Do as I say. His voice came like command. He track your location and hint you to drive the way he say. Focus on your driving. Tell me when the red light turned on. You just nodded as he said like he could see it. Making man fraud, answer me. When I talk to you, remember to respond all the time. You again nodded. Understand. In the meantime, you glanced behind from the rearview mirror and saw the earlier car still behind and some unknown man looking forward. You took a deep breath. It's almost highway. What to do next? He didn't reply. This silence was a little scary that you almost whispered. John Jungkook. He was actually analyzing road conditions that he didn't got time to go back and forth with words. Jungkook, a woman, almost whispers, melting his heart. Suddenly he felt as if he had been electrocuted. His heart was numb. His lips pursed when he thought about it. Bedtime this morning. Why didn't you use this kind of voice to call him like this? If you did, then he may be. It was fine if he didn't recall it, but when he did, his body reacted. Why he's like this? Can't he be human for once? His mind was full of beautiful scenes at this moment. His throat tightened. He is aggressive at times, but in bed it comes in handy. His past moment was full of painful until this woman comes and gave him this new feeling, which made him obsessed without knowing himself. He just wanted to have peaceful life with his life family, but it didn't went as he expected. He failed to live up to his expectations. Here, he said in a low voice, "You were nervous," but hearing him, suddenly you felt like scolding him now. This person clearly asked you to respond, but now he himself not doing. Why didn't you respond when you were here? His low laughter came from another line. Are you scared? Didn't this woman want to have trouble? You bite your lower lip. Maybe you are scared of that. There is crosswalk. There is traffic light in front. He hummed a bit. Slow down now and accelerate after 20 seconds. I don't have accurate time calculation. Do you understand? You took a deep breath. Yes, it seems like you understand what you mean. He's trying his best to console you. You look forward, slowing your car's speed and calculate current speed on your mind. Red light was going to turn on. At this time, you suddenly stepped on gas pedal to accelerate. Originally, slow car goes like arrow. The speed was amazing that you didn't even expect it yourself. Even the person behind was stuck in time. When the traffic light turned red, but the cars behind broke the rules to chase after certain car, traffic police react immediately. Quickly chase. The person chasing after the women's car didn't expect this. The sudden change of the situation they had been following from the pharmacy, but now the police cars are also chased after them and surrounded. Man panicked, cursing. They failed to chase after women, but now they're getting catched. One man came front and knocked on the window of the surrounded car, indicating them to surrender themselves. Hello guys, please trouble yourself to get out. He raised his brow smirking. It's Lee Minho with Detective Min Yoongi. They just got information from Jungkook for work. Stop the car at the side of the road. The speed was fast and you were sweating. And wait for me. He stopped inside of a relief. He really didn't have guts to think about what could have happened if he's not here to communicate. Your hands are sweating and the face was pale. Sudden knock on the window made you flinch, but after seeing the familiar figure outside, only then you relaxed and unlocked the door. He opened the door and bent down his body to look at you. Come out. He was close enough to stare at his worried eyes. Your lips moved, scared. He narrowed his eyes and raised his hand to wipe your forehead, but you subconsciously moved back and wiped yourself. Hair was sticking on the forehead. When you came out, you found your legs are trembling, so he supported you to walk nearby a coffee shop and make you sit on the chair. Then ordered a glass of warm milk. You took glass with your shaking hands. Drink slowly. He reached out to hold the glass and patted your back with free hand, like he's coaxing child to drink the milk who doesn't like it. Few people's attention was on this couple who saw the surrounding and felt the air here is not good. I want to go back. There is many people. He nodded. All right. He put his hand around your waist and walked towards the car. He even opened the car door for you and let you sit inside and fasten your seatbelt. Do you feel the danger? I'm talking now. Let's see if you dare to run alone outside like Wildcat in the future. He sat on the driver's seat and drove the car, narrowing his brows. This man really made people love and hate him. You didn't want to have any intersection with him, but he kept appearing at the time you needed, filling your heart. Your panic heart gradually calmed down. He will not give anyone chance to hurt you, right? When you want to refuse him, but couldn't do so, what kind of things he did to you? You leaned back and closed your eyes weakly. Suddenly, there is sound of broken glass. You are probably tired that you sleep. The moment you open your eyes, you are already in the familiar room. You turned around and saw the figure standing there. It's strange. Are you dreaming? Why this person looking at you like this dangerous glint flashed in his black eyes? It's him who broke the glass by his bare hand and blood is dripping on the floor. You immediately sat up and met his pair of cold eyes. You tried to reach on his wounded hand, but he pulled away, staring at you fiercely. The ruthless gaze made your scalp turn numb. What was going on? If you remembered correctly, he was worried about you, but the moment you woke up, he's changed. That ex-husband of yours, a menace feeling tangled as he suddenly mentioned about it. You stared at him warily. What? What do you mean? What advantage does he have that you can't forget about him? Your expression turned ugly. Why he is speaking so strangely? Did you sleep for long that you felt this person change into another? Then who would say that you couldn't forget about your that ex-husband, the person who never appeared on your thoughts after you left this country? Your relationship with Lee Dong-hee was not what you desired. Later on, when you got married to Jungkook, your heart was occupied by him alone. Even during these past years, then where did this, your ex-husband can't forget, came from? It's already dark outside. Did this man have bipolar orders? You're out of words. Hey, stop talking. His voice was little hoarse. I thought you were interested in your Khan, but it doesn't seem to be what I think. You frowned. What nonsense are you thinking? Let me treat your wound first. Are you crazy? Why, the moment you wake up, he asked you a kind of strange question. You couldn't process with the situation. If you don't love your ex-husband, then why would you risk your life to give birth to this child? You were shocked. Giving birth to Donghae's child, you had never told that Donghae, and you never had kind of relation. He kept his another wife outside and never planned to have family with you. You actually felt it didn't matter anymore. You really didn't know how you had come to this past year. You never contacted Donghae for once and he never get into touch. Where did you hear these words? He slightly raised his eyebrow with that mocking gaze, and his smile on his lips turned into sinister. What do you think? A small bottle appeared on his palm. At first, you didn't know what it was, but when you got to know, your expression turned ugly, and the hand reached out. Give it back to me. He closed his hand, raising it slightly away from you, and smile became more mocking. You don't even deny it. You admit it so easily and wanted to grab it. It seems you cared about this thing. In your eyes, John Jungkook is just merely option to be with after Lee Dong-hee divorce you. You even kept someone's child other than his, John Jungkook's. He looked at his palm, and you, even at this point, you might have chance to get pregnant with his child, but you don't want it, and instead to give birth to that man's child. Is he as known as Jungkook? Like anything, his ego is hurting. He didn't expect this woman would buy the pills to stop herself from getting his baby. Since he already knew this and wanted to hide, I didn't even think of hiding it from you. At the time, I told you to take measures, but you didn't. Wouldn't you want me to take medicine myself? He almost laughed out of anger. Do you think that I will let you take medicine after what happened? His breath was heavy as his aura became strong and evil. If you don't want me to take medicine, shouldn't you take the good measures? Why are you yelling at me now? You gritted your teeth, retorting back. Two of you stared at each other. He did realize that it's not the problem of you taking medicine, but the issue is you didn't want to have anything to do with him. You don't want to involve him in your life. You're shocked by man's strength. I shout at you. He was so angry that he squeezed the poor bottle on his palm until it changed its shape. His heart was burning, and he became more angry when he sees you resisting him. You would rather give birth to your ex-husband's child than have mine. Suddenly he reached out to grab your chin, but his force, you don't want to have my child. Do you think it's shame to have my child? Your chin was hurting, but when you saw the bottle's shape and his anger, you didn't dare to struggle. What if he crushed your chin? But it doesn't mean you will give in. Why would I be pregnant with your child when I have nothing to do with you? You fearlessly stared into his black eyes that filled with anger, jealousy. What about your ex husband? You have anything to do with him? Your face was slightly distorted by his provocation. Who said that? The child is laid on his. Man's originally gloomy expression shows a hint of surprise, and his grip loosened a little. Noticing his expression changing, you finally realized what kind of serious matter you have exposed. Your already pale face became even paler. You quickly retreated back and was about to leave the room, but the man firmly grabbed your arm to stop you from escaping. What did you just say? Say it again. Your heart is little mess. What if you give in this time? You are thinking about the spoiler in the future. Speak clearly. He became little aggressive. If the child is not laid on his, then you close your eyes tight, interrupting him. John Chungu, do you really want to know? No matter who it is, it will not belong to you. Do you understand? The child was not belongs to him. It's never his. Yes, how can he forget that? When you came to the June family, you were pregnant, even he did nothing. His heart couldn't process the burning inside. It's going to explode. The pain in his eyes was obvious as he tightened his grip around your arm. You yelp in pain. It hurts, let go. Are you crazy? You will gonna snap my arm? Women, I value you so much. Even you had child with another man. I loved you, but you are so shameless. Whose child is this?